what she back to what she said. Sports, something happened today. It could have happened yesterday, but I noticed it today. And I posted it on X, and people are saying, you noticed it too. So we know the Cleveland Browns MiniCamp wrapped up. And yesterday, we were talking about things and the environment Shador was in and how he's more comfortable now, and I pointed out and we all discussed it, that he went into a hostile environment, cold, condescending, very off-putting. They weren't being warm, they weren't being welcoming. And we talked about how we saw it from what do they call that? The green room or whatever. We saw it there. Then we saw the first press conference, right? And we saw Andrew Berry cold condescending, the phone call cold condescending, not warming. Even Stefanski was like, yeah, a lot comes with that when your dad is a Hall of Famer. That was the most negative thing he said, because he quickly was like, yeah, we know exactly who Shedeur is. We pre-draft extensively. Then Berry echoed it, right? Then it was time to go to work. Rookie minicamp, the guys was excited to be on the same team with Shedeur, put up the Shador, and he didn't do it. He looked like and did this because he wasn't comfortable. And in addition to not being made comfortable in Cleveland, there's an email out there that 2,000 people got, all 32 teams, including who? The Cleveland Browns. So everybody knew the joke was on Shador, right? So imagine walking in to something like this. And to make matters worse, there was this reporter, and we all picked it up like that. Kept calling her Mary-Kate and Ashley. I did a reaction to one of her videos. We talked about how negative she was in Shedeur. We talked about how she was filled with nothing but microaggressions, launched that Shedeur, talking about at the whole off-time event, which is, the whole cooking event, how she was basically harassing him, right? And we didn't like that. And then she talked about, she obviously caught wind of his fan base and said that, what are they called? And he was like, I don't know. He was doing his best to, move on. But while being respectful, we talked about Coach Prime, raised them right, how to deal with difficult people, because that's what she is. And then she continued to be negative. And remember how I said I didn't like the fact that she asked Joe Flacco, well, is Shador's popularity a problem? I'm like, look here, lady, you got one more time, right? And so instead of antagonizing him and other people, she just reported negatively. It had a horrible negative slant. I did a reaction video. Go watch it. It's good. And then what? She asked him about his dad. I was like, all right, all right, all right. And then people was calling her inappropriate, this, that, and the other, right? And then noticed a fella come along named Daniel Oyefusi. And I noticed he was standing out front when she used to be standing out front. And, I was like, oh, okay, they got somebody new. Then I noticed Ashley. I'm like, okay, they got an Ashley. They got some other dude. And at one point, it was Ashley, Mary Catherine, and some dude. And it was the three of them standing right out front of the building. And then that changed. Then I noticed it was Daniel standing out there with the microphone. It was just Daniel. And I never saw them and Daniel. I saw the trio. Either saw Mary Catherine or I saw Daniel. So I said, wait a minute. 1 minute. With the name, right? And we knew she was coming on. He couldn't get the 11 on 11 reps, yada, yada, yada. And I told y'all that woman has been there 31 years. I said she's not acting independently. But then we noticed what? Y'all said she was nice yesterday. And then people said, oh, because the owner was out there. I was like, yeah, I don't know about that. Because I told you he in cahoots, right? And y'all were like, yeah, she was a negative about Shador. I was like, oh. And then we said Joe Flacco was nice, right? Back to Shador, right? And I was like, okay, what did I say? Something has changed. And I said, okay, it could be the state's attorney general. Like, y'all need to get it together because this done got to my office and all of our lawyers. And if we got it, we don't have to do something about it. It's just a hypothesis. Y'all said it was on. I was like, nope, that ain't it. Something has changed because guess who did not report today? I was just watching the interview. I had been looking. So wait a minute. Daniel reposted on Twitter. It's a wrap. See y'all in late July because the Browns are done. They off until late July. He'll be back. Said, thank you for objective reporting, Daniel. Because I was looking at her page. I didn't see her in front with the microphone. I was like, wait a minute. Something really did change. He did the final wrap up. She did not. She wrote a story, and guess what it said? I just read the caption. No interviews from her. They gave her a desk job. It said something about, so they put her on the desk. And see now, unless she went on vacation today, but she just dropped a story 4 hours ago and it was positive. Listen to this. It says, why the clock isn't tick-tocking on Joe Flacco, meaning he should be retired. And get this, and what Shedeur Sanders can teach him. What? Right? It was coming over here today. I was like, going on because it's raining like cats and dogs outside. Okay, what's going on? It's lightning, it's thundering, it's raining like cats and dogs. Just all of a sudden, just like this dinosaur. Because I was ready to go somewhere. I was like, I guess I'm gonna go tomorrow. And then I go on YouTube, and they got her writing stories. Somebody then told somebody, y'all better get y'all shit together. And it's not lost on me that Daniel Oyefusi had a lot of melon. Just as much as Shador. Not lost on me at all. Don't care what his last name is. Don't get it. But we all have the same roots, so who cares? So think that's him. Now we shall see in July who come back. Maybe they want her to go sit down and think somewhere, but they told her something. Because what Shador can teach who? 4 hours ago, Joe Flacco. And then he was being nice, and then she was being nice, and now she writes stories, and Daniel out there with the microphone. Ashley's still doing what she been doing. Ashley's still interviewing Ashley. She's still quoting Ashley's in the stories. The other guys. but no visibility. No, I'm gonna need you to go sit down somewhere. So my phone over here has notifications. You see it too? Because when I said thank you to Daniel for objective reporting, I didn't expect nobody to see that, right? I don't even have 50 followers, but I do have 15,000 views. So I'll be on there. Y'all need to get on there. Be on there. And somebody instantly must have either liked it or reposted it. There's somebody else, and all of these people that's responding to it um, are Colorado Buff fans. It's a lot of Colorado Buff fans following Shador, obviously, for obvious reasons, right? And instantly, Buff people. So you see it too. Yes, because I said thank you for objective reporting. So somebody realized what? They better stop playing around. So now the question is, and I celebrate that tonight. Matter of fact, I was been, doing my little dance. I was like, hey, hey, hey. Because you know why? Us. Us. When I told y'all people was getting on her the other day when she asked about Coach Prime, people was like, stop harassing him. That was it. That was it. And then she was being nice. And now she gone. So maybe she on a cruise and she took a laptop with her and she put a story. But I was Daniel Oyefusi had popped up. And he say see you in late July. She ain't post nothing like that. What y'all think? Let me look in the comments. Let me look in the comments. Grand Rising. How you doing? How you doing, Crowley? Thursday night, Thursday night, Thursday night, Thursday night. I'm back. Thanks for bringing back my favorite intro. Yes, I will be playing that intro until all of us see it. I tried to find something else, but nothing would stick. Nothing would stick. Like, I'm keeping that. Hit the like button for me, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Already 46 of us. Is going to be a good night. Just in case y'all joining us, we need somebody to update the chat on the developments, the recent developments, and the observation from today. Something has transpired. Love the intro. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Charlotte, nice to see you again. James said they simply killed that Arizona State, Lord, Alabama State, yes, ASU. That's my adopted HBCU. I went to Prairie View, but I'm on this side of Mississippi now. Been down there, gone to their games. So I feel like out of all the HBCUs on this side, I just somehow just gravitated towards that one. I don't know, maybe because I've been there. And Tuskegee too, but I don't know. It's just something about ASU for me. So thank y'all. I'm glad y'all like the intro. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Key of life. Did you see how they erased Dylan's interception and put Shedeur with the only one? No, but I did see somebody finally do what needed to be done. Somebody finally ranked the damn stats and the players by who was the best. And guess whose show it was on? Of all people, one of the biggest haters of Shedeur Sanders in the draft, Colin Cowherd. They took the stats that had been out there, the same ones that I shared in the thumbnail that showed Shedeur was like 77%. They took the open OTAs plus the mandatory camp, not rookie minicamp, and they put it together according to first, second, third, fourth performance. Shedeur was and earlier, ESPN Cleveland posted the comprehensive stats all across, seeming like rookie minicamp. Well, no, not rookie minicamp. Open and closed OTAs and mandatory camp. But they still had it like Shedeur was fourth string, and it wasn't alphabetical order. I didn't like that, and I felt like ESPN Cleveland needed to do better. And how they gonna sit up there and say Shedeur is their guy, and he should be getting first team reps, but you can't. You still got him listed as a fourth string QB. See, that's lip service. That's lip service. Or the right people weren't there. One or the other. But it should, when you have numbers, you are supposed to either go alphabetical, but when it's stats, you're supposed to go what? By the stats. Who's the best? What's the point of having the stats to show who's the best, and you still going by, you're not even going alphabetical. You're going by some BS that you know is not a reality. Flacco first, Pickett second, Dylan third, and Shedeur fourth. Get the hell out of here with that. I don't want to hear him call the fourth string QB ever again. He's the best quarterback they got. And somebody then sent out a memo that said, get your shit together because it's time to do it right. So it's very possible that in July, we're going to see first team reps because all of this sudden change, if I observed it from my damn house, they feeling it in Cleveland. And when he said, yeah, I'm comfortable, something, that's when we first noticed something changed. And now they moved her out the way to put her on the desk or send her on vacation. But she put out, they got her writing stories. And it's positive. The caption. I don't know what the hell to say. I just read the caption. That was all I needed to see. And then I went looking all up and down her page. I said, oh, she wasn't out there with the mic. They done gave that to Daniel. I was like, yes. And that's why I thanked him for objective reporting. If he's not good, then I want you to say that. We know he's good. He was trained by the best, starting with his father in high school. Tom Brady, Jeff Blake. Come on now. You can't appreciate Tom Brady and act like you don't see Shedeur Sanders. But I tell you what, not only is the story coming out of New York, they regret getting their guy. They ready to get rid of him. I'm like, I don't know where the hell he going. There was nobody trying to get him in the first place. When New York said, "Oh, we traded up to get him," they checking for him because they had already manipulated his position in the SEC. The people knew exactly who he was. And it was said at the Senior Bowl, they did what they wanted to do. If you read his profile, he's erratic under pressure, which means what? Interceptions, inaccuracy. Everybody can't handle that pressure. Everybody's not Shedeur Sanders. So there you go. So I ain't hating on it, but it just goes to show you karma comes fast. You didn't want Shedeur, and now you got what you knew you had, and we all see it, and nobody cares, and it was fast. But I'm not surprised. And then you got Russ. You're going to have to start Russ, or you're going to be out here trying to figure out who you're going to get. They can start Russ now. So by default, the Russ is the de facto QB1 all the way through, unless they want to switch out Jameis Winston at the halfway mark and make him split the season. But the hell, I heard they trying to get rid of him. I mean, I ain't mad at Jameis. I like Jameis and Russ there. They said it's going to be one holy locker room. I love it. So our guy Shedeur stayed late today, balling out. No negativity. Must have been on her desk writing stories. They gone till July. Daniel Uyefuse said, see y'all later. I expect him to be back. Seems like he will be back with the microphone. So we can expect more positive recording. I suspect that if they don't make a change now, they just gonna wait. There's no competition. They just not ready to move on and admit they got a part with somebody they just acquired. And it's not Shedeur. People saying $250 million in jerseys is the revenue total based off the number 12 alone. Imagine if it was two, because I'd have one if it was two. I'm not ready to get that 12. It's pretty though. I will admit that. And brown. Somebody posted theirs in white, so they must be out there. Everybody is excited, happy for Shedeur. I'm so proud of Shedeur. This was a very tough test. It was. It was a very tough test, especially for somebody so young. And I was thinking about this. I said, Shedeur grew up wealthy, which means, he's not exposed to everybody. And I was thinking, I wonder, if he's dealt with this type of racism or discrimination before, being, it's one thing to be hated on, but it's another thing to be held back. You see? And in high school, I don't see that happen. Hating is one thing. You're not good, you went to a private school. That's different because you can't hold me back. I don't give a damn what you say. Then, Jackson State, he goes to Power 5. He learned how to tune that out in high school. So, see, hatred is different. Hating, when they say, the slang term hating, that's just words. And we know he's unflappable. We're not going to let words get to him. But the holding back and the character assassination, I can't forgive them for that. He can, but I don't have to. I'm not going to forget about it no time soon. I don't have hatred in my heart, but I'm definitely determined. There needs to be some justice for that character assassination. And the fact that I saw nobody get fired. More the same, but things are changing in Cleveland. It's visible, and we saw it before camp wrapped up. So even though he didn't get first team reps, he got what? A better environment. He's comfortable. Everybody loves Shedeur. He and Flacco's chemistry is obvious. Flacco's nice to him. It's reciprocal. Kevin Stefanski with nothing but good things. He comes in late, he says early, and you know what's happening on social media under posts like that and under videos? That's normal for Shedeur. People who know Shedeur are making it known. That's not new. That's been him. I was like, I'm gonna go get some of the videos where they was in Miami. They were somewhere in Vegas. They were at SMU. They were somewhere else. It was hot. And Cam didn't want to get no water. And speaking of Cam, so New York got Russ, right? They ain't want Shedeur, but they got Russ. They got the one. They got the right one. Tennessee can play with Cam if they want to. He was being interviewed today, and I can't even say what he said, but he start with an L. They asked him how he doing in camp, today the last day, blah, 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 how he go hard. He said, that's not new for me, that's part of my process. And, I like coming out here and showing them that they can't F with me. He said, I love some trash talk. And y'all didn't want to do it either. And now look who you got. Woo, trash talker number one. They got the one into the sea. Y'all ain't finna play in my damn face. What it was like growing up in Cam House. Where he get this trash talk from? But damn it, he need a member for it because he the MVP of trash talk. And when the Titans play the Browns, and Cleveland play around and don't let Shador play against Cam, I'm about to smash. Because that's going to be one hell of a game. That game for me. I like wow, because there's a reason why I want to see all most of them, except for the Rams and Detroit and but Bengals, I want to see that. Both of them. I want to see the Ravens, both of them, right? I want to see the Titan game, right? So, right, look, who y'all thought Shador was? But New York, you got the right one. In Tennessee, you got the other right one. Right, because he said that and he was being recorded. I was like, damn, you can't say that. He don't care. He said, I'm trash talking. So I don't know who they thought he was. Maybe they thought he was quiet. He's not. And he would trash talk anybody under the table. Anybody that's being interviewed with their boss standing right there with a bunch of microphones around them, he was like, yeah, I come out here and let them know they can't F with me. I don't know who he's talking about. Will Levis? I love it. I love it. Because it just makes Shador look like, he just keep ascending more and more and more. So our guy is good. Our guy's good. We should see him because it's time off, which y'all know Shador. He's going to stay plugging away. People pointed out, is it my imagination or has he bulked up? I'm like, I think so. He been in that weight room. Travis and bulked up. They look different. I'm like, wow. They done put on muscle mass. They both have. Shador look taller. I don't think he's taller. I just think now that he's bulkier, because he said, me not get reps is not a big thing. I can spend time in the weight room and do this, that, and the other. He don't have a problem with it. And so far, there's only been what? Since what, May 1st or something like that, or April 27th? I think maybe something like that. That, they've been there. So yeah, it's good. And I don't see old girls. So, that makes me happy. So I'm just happy to see change because that makes me think when we get to July, we're going to continue to see change. Surrounding, making sure Shador is treated with respect. And that's important because it tells you the culture in the organization is being handled, that they were mishandling him. And now they're treating him with respect. So something has changed. And I don't even need to know what it is, but I'll find out eventually anyway, because, I just got to wait 5 minutes. And I'm like, oh, so that's what it was. So either something is coming down the pipeline and they trying to get their ducks in a row, could be, or it's people been talking about it so much because it's so obvious that they couldn't ignore it. Just like they couldn't ignore his, first they couldn't ignore his fan base. Then they tried to hide him. And people are saying, they didn't let him take first team reps because they trying to hide him. I'm like, well, I don't know who they hiding it from because the fans clearly can see, So I think when we get back in July, Is he coming back? I think he's leaving. I think he probably go home, check on his dad, make sure he's good. Just love on the family and go back up there. That's just what I think. Now, this is where I hope that we can start seeing Bucky film Shedeur and his, whatever environment in Cleveland, not his house, but whatever he be doing up there, working out or whatever. So, yeah, things are looking up, and I think we're gonna see some first team reps. Greetings. So yes, it said, yeah, I ain't worried about his stats. I noticed that people called them out yesterday about Dylan's numbers, but nobody cares because they still didn't look good. So, and somebody actually pointed out on their documentation of the stats, they put interception parentheses tipped. They wanted people to know he did not throw an interception. Like the ball was accurate, but guy got triple teamed and the ball got tipped. So I like how they actually people are going out their way for people to know, no, he did not throw an interception. I saw a video of his yesterday, and it sounded very positive and upful. Yeah, yeah. I think he's doing good. Thank you. Is that Carissa? Welcome, Miss McQueen. Welcome. Navalia, welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Jackie said, hey fam, don't forget to hit the like button. Yes, there are 62 of us. All right, so we're starting to hit 100 on average when we meet now, and we meet 3 times a day, so that means we headed up. And I appreciate everybody because that's not something that's easy to do. So I make sure that y'all are entertained. And the intro is a part of that. So just in case for y'all that don't know, the intro that I tend to like to play all the time is from Alabama State University, the Singettes, where they perform their routine, their dance choreography to Sade, Is It a Crime? It's got to be hands down one of the best performances I've ever seen. And in fact, I think I had tagged the Atlanta Falcons when it first came out. And I sent it to them and said, hey, this your halftime show. Hopefully they do it this year. I mean, maybe if I keep flooding them or something, maybe they'll do it. That should be a halftime show. It's worthy. So if y'all want to know who it is, that's who it is. Alabama State University. So yeah, take a minute and make sure you just look and see that you hit the like button. All right. So I read y'all's comments now. It says she was being sneaky. Believe anything she says. Yeah, Miss Pamela, she was downright nasty. And I'm glad they pulled her chain or sent her on vacation, but she wrote that story. So I think they sent her to the desk because everybody else, Ashley and the guy, they were still back out there. And she wrote a story and she put their names in it. I said, oh, they gave her a desk job. But that's what needs. See that you gotta learn. See, until now, there were no consequences for her behavior. And I told y'all, she was not acting independently. She got a boss. She have a boss. That was the culture inside that place. And that's why he wasn't comfortable. So once we started to see him get comfortable, that means things were changing on the inside that we couldn't see. And then we started to see the change on the exterior. And now she out the way. So I think we're going to be good when we come back. That's excellent. And I'm going to tell y'all what I think is happening too. I think people are going to the owners, and I know owners make their decision. And I know that there's some people that don't like that, that they listen to the GM only. They don't take advice from other people. And that's evident when you watch the video about Saquon Barkley and how the owner comes in very meek, in my opinion, for owner, because I didn't know who the hell the owner was at first. I had to watch the video a couple of times and sit down and say, I don't think I'll be able to sleep if we lose Saquon Barkley. And he's like, look, I've seen a lot of players, and this guy, he's special. He couldn't even stop that because he gave his GM that kind of power. Right, his head immediately. First of all, I wouldn't even let you make that decision because he walked into the room and had to ask him, where are we with the Saquon thing? He shouldn't be asking him nothing. That man need to stand up when the owner walk in and go, hey, sir, I just want you to know, Saquon Barkley, but you see? And you see that's that old misconnection. That's what that is. That's exactly what that is. And maybe he likes that association, it might, because they were, I guess whatever. So I'm just telling y'all, I think what's happening, and it's just a hypothesis, think that somebody that's not necessarily another owner, Because again, I can collude with you or against you. Somebody in his orbit is like, look, you got real opportunity to make some money. You see, you made 250, was it million off these damn jerseys. And that ain't even the number two. He got a fan base. You can't deny it. You can sell out the stadium as long as he here. Well, we can't make it number one, but you can make it number two. That's why he's running with the twos. And that'll be fine because he's a rookie. People are not unreasonable. But to shun this kid, as good as he is, you're not going to be able to bury him on the back of the depth chart. And I think he might take you just as far as Jada Daniels, and that's going to make the team some money in the postseason. Well, I think you're right. I think you're right. So look, owners don't want him to start, right? So don't let him start. Put Flacco out there, then put Kenny Pickett and let him close. Give him some key games up front. And then next year, that's something that can be addressed later down the line, and maybe the owners will change their mind. But since you were the one that had to take him, why don't you just capitalize off of it and just let him run with the twos? Play QB2. If somebody get hurt and he got to play, that ain't on you. Well, I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right. That's how he gets around everybody else. We know Flacco, 7 games, 8 max. And then after last year, that could have declined. 42 now. And then we got Kenny Pickett. 50% accuracy, 55. And it's worse than it was last year. So I say, yeah, put all of them out there first. Just go ahead. Let's go right ahead. Let everybody get warmed up. And let him close. He don't care if he QB1 or not. He got time. He's right. He has a lot of time. But Cleveland can capitalize off of this. And for once in their life, hell, they can be the next team with the highest valuation. They can be a winning team for 4 years. They can get to the playoffs. You don't think they looked at Shador and were looking at each other like, if you can say he's the MVP of camp, or if you can say he the best QB I've ever seen since my 15 years here, he gonna take them somewhere. And we know that. Why? Every single program. High school, 3 state championships. Jackson State, 2 SWAC championships after a 12-year drought, and 2 celebration bowls. That's equivalent to the playoffs, in my opinion. And then Colorado. We know the sabotage, but they still made it to a bowl game. They still made it to a bowl game. And Colorado was ranked last year. And as much as they like to hate on Shedeur, he dropped to 48 without him. So I thought he was bad. Because if he was bad, then we shouldn't be that much of a difference unless you think Travis was throwing and catching the ball. Travis can't be good without Shedeur. He can be good on corner, obviously. But on the receiver side, if you go look at Travis' highlights that he put out himself, told people he need to be a wide receiver. But then he ended up in Jacksonville, and, that's a different story. That's a different story. But even the Cleveland.com page, the one she used to be on, she not even on there no more. It's been other people. And it was a guy today that was with the older gentleman. He said, I think it's time to talk about the reality of who Shador is and not who they said he is. See, that's what change looks like. I was so happy to hear that. I was like, I'm going to come back and watch this. He was just saying, this guy stays late. He's early. People in the comments, that's not new. That's not new. That's been him. We would be shocked if he didn't. So this guy knows who he truly is. And they brought him on instead of her. So they done moved the negativity out. They seem like they might be getting ready to embrace, but they didn't make the change before they wrapped up. Because now they need to go and strategize. Somebody brought up an interesting point. I think I said this and we talked about this, but just in case we did not. Somebody said, you know what I think? I think Kenny and Dylan was auditioning. I know I said that. No, I said that and we talked about it. I said it's very possible, because that's what I said. I said, if I take this out of context, if I just tell y'all what I see, if I just see what I see, not what happened, take it outside the context of the draft, just what I'm looking at. Flacco didn't throw at all. I said because they know who he is. Shedeur didn't run with the first team, but Dylan and Pickett did because those two, I said, are the two that's really expendable. And if you want another team to take either one of them off your hands, because they could really go to Indianapolis right now, be like, hey, you need a quarterback because, I heard all you got is Daniel Jones because Anthony Richardson is out. I got two guys. We're going to put them out there with the ones so you can see which one is the best and maybe you could just pick. They make about the same money. Neither one of them got a guaranteed contract. I think that's what was happening. I think they left Shador over there because they know exactly. They've seen enough. What did somebody tell Jimmy Horn Jr. when he was working out at the Shrine Bowl? You don't have to play. We've seen enough. Good, right? That was supposed to be Pittsburgh. The Browns was a team that told Shador they didn't even want him to play in the Shrine Bowl, along with some other teams, right? Because he started interviewing with them at the Shrine Bowl, them being the Browns. They know exactly who Shador is. They have told us this multiple times. Even though they don't say it out loud, it's documented. They have pre-drafted him extensively. They know he a hard worker. They know who he is, but they messed up. They made a deal during the draft with the rest of the owners. That's why Andrew Barrett was mad because he was already pre-drafted with Shador and had made the decision to draft him, meaning he was allowed to do his job, and then Haslam came back and said, you know what, Deshaun, never mind, and messed it up. And their meddling is why they have Dylan, because it was going to be Shador. But I'm not going to tell you right now, I don't give a damn who start. But if they put Shador out there, whether it's injury or they want to, somebody better wire Shador some money because that's not right. What he endured was wrong, and you can eventually down the line get past that. But I'm sorry. They robbed him in broad daylight intentionally. And that needs to be remedied some kind of way. That needs to be remedied some kind of way. You can't just say, hey, go out there and flick it, because that's ugly. That's ugly to rob somebody like that and make them work for you for less and bring you more money. Then make it look like the plot that we said it was. They devalued him like they devalued the other black quarterbacks. And if they don't want to look discriminatory, like they already been called out about black quarterbacks in the NFL draft, they need to fix this. And they need to give him his money. But I think he's owed $100 million because that was a character assassination. That's exactly what that was. And you're not just going to let that go. Not the fans, anyway. We want him to focus, but we right here is kind of breathing down their necks. Know who it is? And I'm not saying 47 made another phone call because I think he got a lot going on. But somebody is the reason for all of the change that we see the last 2 days. Or 3 with Shador when he said he was comfortable. And when he did this, that's when we saw the beginning of change. Thank you, Navalia. That's great, but I don't trust people like that. People that just switch up. I mean, I agree. But if this is your job, what do you do until you find another, right? But in Shador's case, he wants to be in the league. God open the door. He going to be there till they close it. I don't think they're going to come back and shock us all. In fact, they said the fans and the media don't care who they trade, but it better not be Shedeur. They got the message. They said the fans like you could have Dylan or you could have Pickett. And if you want Flacco, you can have him too. Nobody wants Shedeur traded. That's within that point. The media on the ground, the fans in the area, hell, some of the ones online, the ones like us, we wanted him out of there. But now they saying the fans, everybody in that area that nobody, even the people that work there, they don't want to see him go because he's their chance. So the reality is he is a transformative QB. They are changing the culture from toxic. So see, they changing without him even telling them to change. But there's something that brought that on. And it's widespread, and I see it. So he ended up, if you don't want to change the culture, don't draft me. He ended up going somewhere when they did, damn it, change the culture. It didn't stop good. But they are changing. And they probably get ready to have a winning culture. And somebody need to be fired for letting Travis go to Jacksonville. Because that's crazy. Knowing, and we talked about it. I was like, I think they have both of them. But people was like, nah, Deshaun Watson contract, come to find out, the way they pushed Shedeur out, and they could have sent him late first round. They hit 11 picks. They could have worked that out. If you knew what you was gonna do anyway, that's what you should have did. You should have got Travis first and got Shedeur later. That's what you should have did. You could have had them both. But they took pride in, it was too much of a deal to pass up. I'm like, that's why they should fire you. Because you really not good. He make them feel good because he's cheapskating all of the wide receivers. Oh, he getting cheap O line. That's why your O line sucked last year. So yes, she was being sneaky, but now she on somebody's desk. Good riddance and bad rubbish. I agree, Gracie, because I was like, wait a minute. I think somebody gone. Because I wasn't even watching it no more. I was like, everybody backtracking their words. They're all fake. I agree, but he better get his money. Today, Mary Kay is like Jana's Two-Face. I would say Two-Face. I think the media Two-Face, to be honest. I think the media is Two-Face. The overall media, I don't know how Colin Cowherd just go from trashing Shador before the draft to now blaming him, saying it's his fault. He should have listened to his dad, this, that, the other. Oh, he could start. I'm like, so what happened to you? Because did you have what they call that, a frontal lobotomy or something? Because go flip like that. And he's the only one that put the stats in the right order based on performance. But I think the media is fake. Crowley said, Crowley saying, hey, Gracie. It said, the barking of dogs doesn't change the moon in the sky. No, but there is change happening, and I do see it. And Shador, you can tell he's more relaxed. He's more comfortable. He probably can sleep with the lights off now. Here's what I'm going to say about that. You got to learn how to deal with difficult people in your life, especially if it's certain places you try to go because that could be the avenue. I will say that. That does not mean because I forgive you or I can move past this and still go out here and this not get to me and I ball out and I make you money. That don't mean, one, that I trust you. Still probably sleeping with the lights on. Or my brother is up here. Or something. My mom, somebody. That don't mean I'm gonna turn my back on you. And two, I still want my money. So you can move past a situation and move accordingly until you get what you deserve. Absolutely. And then you move on. And that's probably what's going to happen anyway. Hey, family, Coach Prime is back in Boulder. Okay. So Coach Prime is back in Boulder. I'm happy to hear that. Thank you for that, Crawley. Thanks for the update. Good evening, Jerry. How you doing? It says, Crawley, hey, rehabbing or rebelling the news that Mary, she's talking about the news that we're saying. Oh, girl, it's MIA. Thank you for not forgetting me either. Okay, Echo. It said, Shador has a pro work ethic. Right. Arrive early, stay late. He learned from the best. Hey, Coach Prime, like, as much as they want to tear down Coach Prime, I'm sorry. All of his players are pro ready. So let me tell you, I saw a clip, okay? It was Cleveland. Shador was throwing a long pass. Well, actually, it wasn't that long. I would say mid-range pass to somebody. I don't know. A wide receiver, but I don't know who it is. And remember the Baylor game play from Shedeur to Hail Mary to LeJounte on the ground? The same exact play, but it was not as far out. But it had some depth on it, but it wasn't, raining. It wasn't in the end zone already. And the guy was on the ground just like LeJounte. LeJounte scooped the ball with his arms, and then there was a ref on the side, and they said, good catch, because it wasn't a touchdown. And I posted on X this I said, the Baylor game from Shedeur to LeJounte, Hail Mary to tie the game. And I thought about what Coach Prime said. Shedeur has seen everything. I see you. Hey Daniel, how you doing? I see you comment by Coach Prime started something. You know what? That could be it. That could be it. That could be it. That could be it. That's right. I forgot about that. I see you. Hmm. Okay, I like it. Who said that? I think you are so right. Hmm. I think you are so right. I forgot about that because we were talking about that, saying it, but I knew what I was talking about. I was talking about New York. Mm-mm-mm. That was Echo that said that. Can y'all hear me? Let me know thumbs up if you can hear me. Bucky said he would be in Cleveland for training camp. Okay, okay. Because I heard him say somebody gonna be recording for him. Training camp. Okay, I can hear myself, so that's good. Okay, okay. So I see you. Coach Prime did say that. Shador did get more comfortable. Now I got to look at the dates. Okay. Mm-mm-mm. So Bucky said he gonna be in Cleveland. That's good. It said no. It's not the audio is fine. Okay, thank you. Wax on, wax off, then son. Okay. Thank you for Sloppy. Sloppy. It said my new favorite channel, Keep Cooking, Coach. Thank you, Coach. Okay. All right. Run the lights up. Yes, get the lights up. There are 73 of us. Awesome, awesome. It said good evening, everyone. I'm loving these late night shows. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't know if y'all know this, but on the 4 o'clock show, y'all's comments are on the screen. So if you go back and watch it, y'all's comments are scrolling on the screen. So I told y'all I have been testing out certain things doing different podcasts. So y'all can see I had to switch platforms because YouTube was tripping, right? So we got our intro back, Alabama State. Um, Remember how I used to have the comments on the screen initially? I got that back. So y'all comments are scrolling up the screen. So go check out the last video. You can see your comments on the screen. That's why y'all gotta watch what you say in the comments. Cause I can't let y'all say anything and then I get demonetized or something. So just make sure, before you say something, that it's not something that could be considered offensive. So, choose your language carefully and then we can keep doing this. So go check out the last video and you're gonna see your comments scrolling on the screen. Family and friends, how you doing, Kiel? Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. It said the NFL allegedly put a gag order on Mary Kate to prevent her from having a Freudian slip when reacting with emotions to the fans pushback. Somebody did, but you know what though? Echo said it. What if it's Coach Prime saying, see you? I told y'all, Coach Prime got a real barrel of dirt on these people. And then we did see, you know what I was thinking too? Okay, so we go from I see you to Coach Prime is sick, right? Or not good. And remember, ESPN put that out there, right? So somewhere between I see you and ESPN breaking the news that Coach Prime is dealing with a mysterious illness, and then Mary Kate asked the question to Shador. He said, I don't know what's going on. And the next thing you know, Coach Prime's like, I'm good. So I don't know. I see you. I'm sick. Maybe they thought he was going to sue. Somebody did come to the comments and said there are 2 lawsuits now. I asked question mark in the regular comments. I said, who's the second one like that? And they said somebody. Ref collusion. Okay. Ref collusion, referee collusion. It could happen. It could happen. Andrew Berry told Shador on his draft call that he was a good kid. That was definitely a setup. Yeah, I don't like him. I don't like him. I think he could do better as a black man. I even saw an article where the first team vets were asking for him to run reps with them. Yeah, because come on now. That's why I'm telling you, when we get back, I think we're gonna see it. And that's training camp. And I'm gonna tell y'all something about Cleveland. See, in 2025, between preseason and postseason, or whatever their last game was, they ran 6 quarterbacks. So they likely to keep every last one of them. They have 5 right now. With Deshaun injured, they had 5 QBs in the regular season in 2023. So they might not cut Dylan. Because if they cut Dylan, they gotta explain themselves. Then if they get rid of Pickett, they just took him off the Super Bowl team. And that's just wrong. And I don't know if they care about his feelings like that. But at the same time, if they had 5 QBs in 2023, they could do it again. So I, I think everybody might say that's what I think. What is the big news you all are talking about? Okay, did y'all update Gretchen? No recipe needed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm cooking. Unity and trust is necessary to win. I agree. I agree. I think we're gonna see Shador out there though. Glad to see Coach back in Boulder. Yes, I think so too. I don't know what was going on, but something was going on, and change happened, and now he's back in Boulder. I have a theory. I have a theory. He said right here. Tomorrow we have what? We have a. I don't know if I'm gonna say it there because I don't know who in there. Theory though. I do not an echo just jog my memory here. Uh, see, one thing I know. See, Coach Prime is strategic. See, one thing I know about Coach Prime, he do be a step ahead, but I will say they blindsided him. And you can't make me believe that he didn't text at least one person something to the fact of, oh, okay, so that's how you want to play like that. I think he did. I think he did right after the draft, and I think when they saw him on the Sante Samuel podcast, and he looked 15 to 20 because he did, and then he sit out there at the gazebo, and I told y'all every time he was at that gazebo, the first message about it's time for a different approach, and apparently it works. It's time for a different approach. And then he goes on a Sati Samuels podcast. And then he back at that gazebo. And then he says, what? I forgot what the hell he said, but oh, I see you. Yeah, that's right. I see you. Then he says, I see you. And then now I gotta go back and look how many days it was. I need to look at the date that's when Shedeur did this. Because I know when he said I see you. I think it was like a Monday. I just don't remember when Shedeur came up with this. Maybe if today is Thursday, Tuesday? That's fast. So I gotta go back and fact check that. And if so, there it is. And then he got sick. And then ESPN broke the news. And that might have made some people scared because that means you caused me emotional distress. And that would mean whoever dropped that little nugget off to us in the comments was right. Thank you, Jackie. Shedeur is 12, legendary. Y'all think he gonna keep 12? Oh, I saw number 2 today. He wasn't dressed out. He had the jersey on. It was outside of his pants. He didn't have on football pants. It looked like he had on street clothes. Mm. Y'all say y'all saw him running, right? I saw him on the sideline, and I looked at it. I said he got his. Unless that was somebody else. Unless somebody else is out there with a number 2 jersey on, and they not dressed out. They're not on the football stuff. That's not a fair assessment. Just speculation. What, Sweet Pea? I think Coach Prime was in fasting and prayer, and he brought Lauren in to throw off everybody. Asante asked him about fasting. Okay, all right, we'll go with that. Where did you see the video? What video? I pray we will see something positive in July. Me too, Gracie. Me too. And I think that we will. I think that we will. Y'all, we get ready to wrap up. We almost an hour in. This is the last podcast of the day. So we can get ready to wrap up our conversations. There's only 1, 2, and number 12. Yeah. That's what people say. That the little handshake that they do, they put up the 1 and then they come back and put up the 2. It's so cute. And then people call him there's only 1, 2. That's what they say. There's only ONE 2. So that's what they saying. He's still number 2, but I call it Shador. Thank you for that. Who is that? Teach. Okay. Each one shall teach. Okay. Y'all, we get ready to wrap up. This went by fast because it's an hour. The last few podcasts have been an hour, 20 minutes, 2 hours, an hour and 30 minutes. So we've been going over. So this one we get ready to wrap up, and I'm calling it a night, and we will be back tomorrow. It is Friday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I told y'all LaJohntay Western was mic'd up. and getting one-on-one instruction from his head coach Harbaugh, which I thought was great. And I'm hoping to see. Well, it's over with now. I don't know. Maybe I want to see where Jimmy is. Maybe we can check up on Jimmy, see where he is, find out if Will Shepherd made the Broncos. So follow up with the Pro Bucks. That's what they call them, Pro Bucks. And then see if there's anything new since everybody, went different ways and won't be back until July. So we'll just check in tomorrow at 12:30 and see what's what. I'll see y'all then. Thank y'all so much. There's only 1-2. I like that also. I like that a lot. I like that a lot better than calling it 12. The last day of minicamp, they put Shedeur with the second team and talked like they did him a favor. Oh, really? Well, he was with the second team yesterday, but they did not let him run with the ones. But I think we might be all right because something triggered him. Like on the way out. Yep, hit the like button on the way out. 74 of us. Please let there be 74 likes. Thanks for the live. I will be tuning in tomorrow. Thank you so much. Y'all make sure your notifications on. Members, don't forget we have a private members only live stream tomorrow. So make sure your notifications on and I'll drop by to let y'all know what time it is. As soon as I know what time it is. But I know it's like after 2 o'clock. All right. I think it's gonna be like maybe 6 or something like that. So make sure your notifications are on. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching What She Said Sports. This was fun.
Thank you for watching What She Said Sports. Be sure to join our daily live stream and listen up to What She Said Sports on the go on Spotify.